Meet Mark Brown. Mark is a national Clover POS system cash advance and credit card processing integration advisor to business owners of retail, quick service restaurants, and service-based businesses, and one of the most sought-after advisors in the Clover point of sale and payment processing industry, who has coached some of the leading business executives in the small business market. Mark is the creator of 3 ways to cut credit card fees and authorized to provide services to business owners throughout the United States and Canada. Mark has been selected as a premier agent of payment processing industry leaders such as Card Connect, Rapid Advance, Palmetto Payments, Clover Point of Sale, and is endorsed by top business owners of retail, auto repair and maintenance, medical facilities, spas and salons, mobile, online-based, and quick service restaurant businesses. Orange Sock is guaranteed to make your business more profits with Clover, says Thomas Blackwell, author of The Liberty of Our Language Revealed and founder of SayDoAchieve.com. As founder of the industry leader Orange Sock, Mark has amassed over $500 million in processing volume and is one of the most in-demand payment processing Clover point-of-sale providers. As someone who has built a highly valued business from scratch, Mark is an in-demand and sought-after Clover POS cash register system and credit card processing integration advisor and has created massive profits for thousands of business owners. Mark is an industry leader, lead advisor, sought-after business owner, and highly paid solutions provider to top business owners. Introducing Mark Brown. Hey everybody, this is Mark Brown with Orange Sock doing another episode of Presents. Today we're going to have an awesome episode with you. We're going to be talking with Dawn Eskins, who was featured on Carolina on Food Cupcakes Cupcake Wars and made it to the final round. She has a cupcake store that we interview her on today, where we'll be talking about with her. It's going to be a great episode because we're talking about with her and her application about busy environments in the retail space. We'll be talking about taking orders with a loud environment. We'll be talking about how we can funnel most of those orders so that they're not all requiring a person to transact. So Dawn shares about how we set up for her an ordering kiosk through the Clover system through an app, a third-party app integrator. Used an Android tablet to do that, which helped the bottlenecking issue that they were having. Also addressed some PIN debit issues at the front by combining it with the Clover Mini, so the station and the Mini working together to expedite orders. Also get into on this episode, we talk about some inventory and how things are set up so that you track and learn more about your data. Most of this stuff that I've just described is free, and Dawn talks about how that applies to her and Carolina Cupcakery at their Waterside location in Norfolk. And so down there they have events and they're outside. And Dawn Eskins has a very unique perspective because not only she's a business owner and entrepreneur, but she's also a baker and she's a TV star. And so she has a unique perspective that can apply to all of us, where you can use the applications of Clover that she describes and speaks about in this episode that will help you in your business and setting up systems with some of the technology that's available at your fingertips to quickly reduce time or increase speed up transactions or get access to more data that helps your business make more profits. And so with that, we'll get started. And so I'd like to introduce Dawn Eskins with Carolina Cupcakery. And we were recording this live on at Waterside in Norfolk, Virginia, so where she's headquartered at. So it's a little loud. Mind the audio, but it's great. The insights that she shared will really help your business. So with that, let me introduce Carolina Cupcakery's owner, Dawn Eskins, as seen on Food Network's TV hit series, Cupcake Wars.
I'm here, Mark Brown, founder of Orange Sock, doing a podcast series on Clover and retail applications. I'm here with Dawn Eskins.
Hi.
As seen on Carolina Cupcakery, on TV's Food Network's
Food
TV
Network's
hit
Cupcake
series.
Wars, yep.
Very cool.
We shot 2 recent episodes of House Hunters, so that's coming soon.
Oh, House Hunters as well. Very
Yep.
cool. I didn't realize how big and popular you were getting.
Oh, no, we're on like the reality radar somehow.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're down here at Waterside in Norfolk, Virginia, where Dawn has opened up in her location. And we're talking about the retail application with Clover, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you come to be Dawn Eskins, Carolina Cupcakery TV network?
So we actually opened one of the first cupcake shops in the country, and there were very few people to call 10 years ago for cupcakes. And so when they started the show Cupcake Wars, there weren't that many people to call. We've had blessings upon blessings of different things that have happened to us, and it's been an amazing ride, I have to say.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Dawn personally, so I can attest to. I forget we're over here with the camera. I know Dawn personally, so I can attest that she really does enjoy what she does.
Yep.
And got pictures
Take it
of
seriously.
her grandkids on the wall.
Take
at
it
the
seriously.
shop. Yep.
It's the best advertising.
If you're going to do dessert, why not do it great? I mean, might
That's
as well,
right.
If
Yes.
you're going to do anything great, might as well do dessert.
You got to do the best.
So we're here. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you share with one of the things that you really liked about Clover? Use Clover down here. You have a Clover Mini facing the customer. You're adding the order kiosk. What is something that you just attract you about Clover and using it here?
I think with the current labor pool, it works really well because it's so user-friendly. The interface is really nice. We are getting ready to do a customer-facing sort of kiosk because it, again, is so user-friendly that our volume is such that if someone can place an order themselves, then that's a good thing, and that means we can sell more. We're bottlenecking. Not in the bakery, we're bottlenecking here.
It's a good problem to have. We have too much customers.
It's great.
It's a good problem.
Yeah. No complaints at all.
Yeah, so how is Clover helping with that? So we're actually, just to be transparent, we're in the process of enhancing Clover being utilized here because you are bottlenecking.
Yeah.
We came down here and this Waterside right now, if you don't know what's happening down here in Waterside, Norfolk, it's hopping, it's moving, it's shaking.
Norfolk is the hottest city on the East Coast right now. We have a 12-story Ferris wheel that's going to be here in May. I didn't know if you knew that.
Just like Seattle,
A 12-story Ferris wheel is going to be erected in May. We also have the Main, which is the Hilton. Marriott just did a major remodel, and Sheraton is in the process of one right now. So the Main is the most connected convention facility on the East Coast, and we're rocking it. Between that, Nauticus, we've got festivals every weekend. ADP just established a base here, and so for
ADP, the what is that like? Employee management.
They just
payroll.
have taken over a couple of buildings downtown, and we also have a couple of downtown buildings that are switching over to high-end residential. So we're going to have more and more people in here, and Norfolk is hot, and I'm excited about it to be a part of it. Yeah, it has a lot of it has old school with new school. One of the old school places, I'll plug my friend here, Andrea DiCarlo, who owns La Bella in Italia over in Ghent. It's one of the finest Italian cuisines you can get. He's also bringing a lot of his pastries, which is no non-compete, but I mean, it's all Italian pastries, which I know you can appreciate. And, these are Southern pastries.
But speaking back to the Norfolk, the area here is just really, it's hopping, it's older, it's newer, it's still, that's exciting. So how is, so we're seeing a lot of this traffic come in when we came down here, that a lot of this traffic was more than expected. It's a good problem, too much business. So we've identified how Clover is going to help you with that. So what is the solution that you're excited about on how Clover can speed things up for the transaction or help you with your needs down there? Well, so we've only been here for managing the space for about 8 weeks, but the two challenges that I'm seeing is, number one, the bottlenecking. So that just means you can, and it's a small space, so you can only get a couple of employees back there. That means that we need to optimize the orders that are coming in so that people aren't backing up out the door. We haven't even started festival season yet, and so this is what we're trying to stay ahead of the ball on that before, once the festivals get started, which should be in about a month. I want to be prepared for that. The other challenge that we have is that it's a large sort of arena type of a venue, and the sound, I don't know if you can tell, but the sound really is terrible. So when they set up a band, which is 100 feet away from me right here, my ordering stops. No one can get anything because we can't hear the customer. So this was why I called Mark, was to say, hey, when I'm going, what? I had an employee literally who texted me the other night and said, Miss Dawn, I need earplugs. No, you don't need earplugs. Then you really won't be selling anything. What did you want? And then my second thought was, he's going to sue me for, hearing damage. Sure, right. So that's not on me, but that's not a bad problem to have either. So because of Clover having this option where we can provide an order screen, much like a lot of the other places that are doing them now, I don't see that as an option to taking away employees or reducing our footprint on
the facility here itself. What I see that is when we can't function, this Clover kicks in and takes care of that. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, and with here, so you can run. We looked at going two different ways. We looked at going with a tablet and then using the Clover Mini back here, which is being used right now. The difference is in how that will work for you is that with Clover Mini you can take payment as well as as customer placing the order. And whereas the tablet is great for just taking the order. So table side where you still want to have that interaction, that opportunity to capture needs and have a conversation with a buyer. You can do that with the Android tablet where they begin that process and then you complete it with the sale.
You know what just popped in my head actually? Is this is the type of facility where I literally could have an employee walking around with samples and capturing orders on site.
Yeah. So yeah, you could do that with the tablet.
I literally could do that with the tablet. We're going to try both types to figure out what works best here.
Sure.
I'm not sure if it's better to capture payment before.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
So we're going to try them both.
Well, how does it help you to know that you have resources available to you to help identify what's best for you when you have these multiple options? What path should I go with? And, I'm planning to plug in my own services here, but if you don't get it from Orange Sock, get it from whoever you get Clover from. Demand that somebody's going to be there to help you connect the dots so that this isn't a awesome device that sits on the counter and rings people up.
It doesn't just look pretty.
You know, it's overpriced cash register. No, it's meant to run your business, and so in this application, it's bridging those tools to you. So I think we've gone through about enough of these things about Clover. We talked about some of the benefits you're finding. What would you say if you could leave anything with business owners that are listening, people who might be going through some harder times? What would you, some of your wisdom and how you've gotten to where if you find a humble bone and just kind of speak to that, what would you say to somebody listening that might help them in their business or growing their life right now?
So great technology is one thing. Having access to representation is another. So I literally have tried to set up a couple of things in here. It's extremely user-friendly, but I tried to make it do something it wasn't supposed to do, basically. So the fact that I could call Mark and he could come down here and take care of that is huge. A lot of the services that are available to business owners, they don't even have a human being that you can talk to. I've got a couple of bills right now I'd love to get taken care of, and I can't talk to a human being. I'm waiting for someone to respond to me via email because there's no customer service representation. So what Mark does is hugely valuable. It really is. The fact that I can call him and say, this isn't working, and he can fix it.
I have to say this, but I'm not paying Dawn. I'm really not paying her. She's But I would love to pay her in cupcakes, man. I'd love to have all this stuff. So if you ever get a chance to come by Norfolk and you ever pass through Virginia, come out of your way. It's worth it to see Waterside, Norfolk.
Waterside's beautiful. We are a waterfront venue. You can sit out right on the port, watch ships coming in,
I'll scan
and
around.
drink,
We'll show everybody
or
around
eat,
here.
it's pretty great.
Stay right here, Dawn. I'm going to show you a real quick scan. Getting everybody? Good.
Yeah, we're still here.
Is back where we were?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, this place is huge. So if you get a chance, come by, see Dawn.
Yeah.
Ask me any questions. Thanks again. Dawn Eskins, Carolina Cupcakery.
There you go.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Broughton. That was with Orange Sock. That was a great episode with Dawn, and where she shared a lot of the insights that she had. Just recapping, she talked about how it helped her to have the ordering kiosk through the third-party app that was set up in minutes on her fingertips. She talked about inventory, and having that set up properly will help you with getting the data you want so you can sell more products and use the marketing techniques that help your buyer see the value of what you provide. She talked about the setup with Clover Mini and how the chip integration and the speed of transactions and the controlling of the cardholder data environment allows transactions to be sped up so you can move through more customers and make their process a wow experience. It also reduces fraud and integrates chip as well as Apple Pay. with the Clover Mini setup combined with the station. Coming up on our next episode is going to be an interview with a pasta bar owner and his wife, and they talk about how they were pursuing a path of Clover through a bank providing it, and when they switched gears at the last minute and the value they saw in having a local provider come in and personally set everything up, address some of their questions, and help them reduce some of the upfront costs and the investments in getting into Clover, and avoid most of them actually. And so that's going to be with Massimo Spordio. I'm sure I'm not saying it in a precise way, but Massimo has come to be a good friend of mine. Him and Stefania, they both run a pasta bar, and it's fantastic. They make all their pastas in-house, their sauces in-house, and he's Sicilian, I think. I'm saying that right, but Massimo's a great guy. He doesn't speak a lot of English, but we know him well enough to know that we like each other and that I help him solve his problems. So I look forward to sharing that interview with you about his restaurant, his and his wife's restaurant, When in Rome Pasta Bar. And that's going to be on our next episode, and it's going to be titled, Is Bank of America Merchant Services Clover the best fit for you and your business? And so we'll be getting into some of those questions. Is a bank a good fit for you, or is a local provider something that would serve you for more good? So we'll be talking some of that. And so I like to always leave with a quote, and today I'll be leaving with one of my top favorite quotes, and this is by Abraham Lincoln, and he said, "Have I not destroyed my enemy when I made him my friend?" So in the interest of spring and all the good stuff happening with nature lately, let's go out and make more friends. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.